What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails into Reverie. Now, we're going to be starting our post-game adventures. Obviously, last time we finished off the main story of the game. Crossbell has officially regained its independence, at least for now. Who knows if someday someone else might try to upset that. But for now, everything is fine in Crossbell and Zemuria as a whole, at least for the time being. Until the next big threat arrives. But we are not done with Trails into Reverie yet. We still have about 10 videos or so, I would guess, of post-game content to do. So we're going to dive right into that. Obviously, all of it has to do with the True Reverie Corridor. Pretty much everything we're going to do from here on until the end is just True Reverie Corridor content. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We're going to load up our end clear data, and here we go. Yeah, so you can obviously do New Game Plus or just continue exploring Reverie Corridor. That's what we're going to be doing. Let's go. I thought it froze for a second there. It was taking a bit to start up. And I'm kind of glad we're going to have some more stuff to do because we can talk about the end of the game and what it means for the future of a lot of our characters. Oh. Termination unsuccessful. All active processes could not be stopped. The Reverie Corridor's post-game state has been unlocked. Oh, there you go. We got the second half of floor 4 now. You can now access the fourth strand second half. About the post-game Reverie Corridor. You can continue playing the Reverie Corridor even after clearing Trails into Reverie. There is plenty of additional content to be discovered even after the main game is completed, so why not see what you can find? You won't be able to directly return to the real world in this state, but you can create clear data at any time by inspecting the mirror. You can now freely select what character you would like to walk around the Reverie Garden as. You can choose which character you want to control when walking around exploring the post-game Reverie Corridor. Please choose your initial party. I'm not so worried about levels anymore of like each individual like character. Sure. Reen can now use Enlightened Spirit Unification. It's been upgraded, okay. More powerful self-buffing craft without the downsides the chained spirit one has. Okay, so no, oh yeah, and you can change whatever look you want to have with him now. Obviously, this is during the post-game, in the literal sense. Oh, and everyone's been moved around, too. Well, you know what that means. We're going to be doing a lot of talking before we hop into the second half of the fourth stratum. But, yeah, a lot of characters have been moved around. And, of course, at the end of it, we'll take Reen out of the party. Or take Reen out of the lead, rather. So that we can talk to him as well. But yeah, so this is, like I mentioned, this is in the post, like, them still being able to use this place is obviously kind of weird, but it is still part of, after Crossbell got re-liberated, Tower of Babel is no more, so now they are just free to keep getting stronger. So let's talk to everybody. So that Ishmoga we encountered is the product of Elysia manifesting an alternate fate that it saw. If my hypothesis is correct, then that would mean this realm is, From the way you're talking, it sounds like there are things that you can perceive as a witch that the rest of us can't. Indeed, but seeing and meddling are two different things entirely, and the latter is certainly beyond us at times. Either way, the moment of truth quickly approaches. All of us, not just you, but me as well, need to spend what time we have now getting ready to the best of our abilities. So, are there memories here from before the end? Because obviously it's not. So Elysium, the singularity brought about as the catalyst for the Great Twilight, is no more. It's simply gone. Okay, well, she knows. Well, that closes the book on one pressing matter. Now I can shift my focus back to my duties as an Anguis. Great. Talk like that can only bode well. If we ever end up confronting one another again, Vita, I promise I'll face you with all that I am. And it won't be as any old witch. It'll be as a witch our grandmother, my mother, and you can be proud of. Big words, Emma, but I can't wait to see what you'll bring to the table when that time comes. The emergence of another Reen was certainly a grave and solemn matter. Nevertheless, what matters most is that you overcame these trials together with the others and seized the present. I'm still blown away that Victor and all the other, like, monster, like, warriors were able to repel the Tower of Babel's, like, energy blast. There was, like, 5 of them, and they just swung their swords. It was insane. I love how Ash, of all people, was like, what the hell did I just witness? Every experience in life can be used to help us grow. That is what it means to live in the here and now. It is our duty. You're absolutely right, sir. I promise I'll do my best to uphold that as I move forward. I feel quite emotional thinking about how we've reached the dawn of a brand new era. A new era not only for Erebonia, but for warriors and martial artists across the continent. As Zemuria undergoes profound change, what purpose shall our swords serve from here on? It may well be something to mull over now that we have this additional experience behind us. Maybe so. We may be masters of our own crafts, but I guess we still both have a lot to learn, don't we, Laura? That we do, Reen. That we do. Jubilee. Tensions between Erebonia and Crossbell have cooled off for the time being. It's strange to think I've had a connection with the two through the Phantasmal Blaze plan. Maybe it was fate I was here to help. I hope I was able to carry my lord's will. You're right, I'm sure Leanne would have been happy. As if you'd know, Schwarzer, but I hope you're right. Well, I'm still not gonna get over how, like, Leanne's line of, like, if I were to have a son, I imagine he would have been someone like you, like, when she said that to Reen, like, man. Like, obviously, Reen has parents who raised him, but even more than his own birth mother, I feel like, between Leanne and Osborne, he sees them as, like, his birth parents.
Yeah.
Arkansas reached out and asked me if we'd be interested in performing for a show celebrating Crossbell's independence. Who would say no to that? I let Ron, Morris, and Kalinka know so we can move around our schedule and make it happen. I can't wait to see what kind of show it'll be. I've heard Ilya can be a perfectionist when it comes to staging a performance. Just try not to forget about your old classmates on your way to international stardom. So they can remember everything that's kind of going on now. I guess there's no reason to keep their memories secret anymore.
Yeah, genki kai?
It brings me such pleasure to play my lute so freely. Considering the state of our eastern neighbor, I fear the Empire will soon be in for a long metaphorical winter. I'll be needing the support of many to see us through it. My beloved Shara, my wonderful sister, all of you. You're not alone in this, Your Highness. We're all in this together. So long as Thors and the royal family are bound, we'll be there to help ride out whatever may come your way. I feel the same way, Reen. Thanks for always offering your services for the greater good. I'm curious about something. Will there be different lines? Like, if I do this... Oh, wait. Okay. So I guess whoever you talk with is going to have the lines to respond to. Well, let's see. It's been quite some time since things were so tranquil. Now that my instructor is fine and cross... Okay, so she probably would have said, now that you're fine and problems are resolved. Most of my previous worries have evaporated. Took a lot of work, but things are better for it. I'm glad I could be part of that effort together with everyone else. So...
はい、なんでしょう。
Okay, yeah, so depending on who you have out here, they're gonna have lines, okay. Thanks, Altina, it means a lot to hear. I appreciate you always being there, looking after me this whole time. You're very welcome, instructor. After all, you and I are partners. That's what partners do for one another. So I guess I'll change characters depending on who we're talking to. So like when we go over here, maybe I'll switch to Lloyd.
お疲れ。
I had a chance to chat with Garcia after the whole mess was over. It was fun hearing some stories about the boss when he was younger. He said he was going back to serving out his sentence once the investigation was over, but I hope we get another chance to talk. Oh wow, so Garcia just willingly went back to prison.
元気そうだな。
Muriel finally got discharged from the hospital and is back to work with CGF. Did I mention she's made a full recovery too? Things couldn't have turned out better. Thank the gods for that, seriously. Hell, Crossbell's even independent for real this time. Things are really looking up, so no reason to slack off in here. Yeah, I guess I gotta leave my combat tactics kiddos in you two's capable hands, eh? Reen and Toei, look after them. You don't even have to ask, we'll do everything we can for them. He's not gonna mention that he proposed.
やれやれ。参っ
Things
た
are
ね。
finally settled in Crossbell, at least for now. What a strange feeling to think that Abbas and I infiltrated the city just 5 years ago. It feels like a lifetime. And here I am, as happy for its future as someone who was born there. So I assume...
やれやれ。参ったね。
Oh, I guess he doesn't have any special lines.
異常はありませんか？
I've been working with the Guardian Force to restore the city ever since we put the crisis behind us. It's impressive how proactive the citizens were. It didn't take long before everything was back to normal. It reminded me I'm blessed to be surrounded by so many caring and determined people. This is what I've always been fighting for. That's why I'll always love my home and be proud to call myself a Crossbellan. You said it, the CPD and CGF are going to work together to make sure Crossbell is safe from now on. Like it should be. Okay, yeah, so I'll just, I guess, take a guess at whoever we talk to. Like, who's gonna have an extra line or not. Because unlike before, you're not forced to walk around as one specific person. Oh yeah, let me see, I guess it's not gonna show until we actually enter the next area. Oh no, random. Oh, that's right, they're random now. There are 4 more gold ceiling stones to find. So there's only 4 more characters for us to get. I think that sounds about right.
そうですね。
It's not just Rufus. No small number of people here are beginning to embark on new paths in their lives. It's certainly true for me, at least. I'd like to think that through all this, I'm beginning to learn to forgive myself. All we can ever do is keep our eyes looking ahead and move forward, together with those who will support us along the way. I agree, Major. The experiences we've shared here are sure to help us grow in our own ways.
いや、調子はどうだ?
Ew, wasn't sure how that was gonna go, but it's a happy ending for us after all. Now I can finally take that vacation in Crossbell without a worry to my name. I'm pretty sure we still have plenty on our plates, Lecter. I know, let me dream, okay? Or at least let's hurry up and wrap things up for my sake. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, I definitely want to have Lloyd for this.
さて、どうしたものか.
Much has happened between you and me, to put simply. Whether we like it or not, our fates appear determined to stay intertwined with one another's. Surely you still feel some desire to settle your score with me now that you have the chance. Well, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to in a way, yeah. But I also don't like the idea of fighting you head on when what's done is done either. Fair enough, then I propose we work out our issues with a few round of Masters. Would that be more to your taste? Huh, that's an interesting idea. Sure, why not? Wasn't thinking a nobleman would whip out a card game as a way to resolve a dispute. The credit isn't mine, to be fair. The other Ironblood suggested I start playing. After some matches, I realized it has a certain strategic depth on par with real combat. With that being the case, I should think it a fine way to resolve our differences. Yeah, you sound genuine enough about it too, so I'm in. Not sure if my deck has what it takes. I'll need to beef up my collection before I can put up a real fight. Think you could give me some time to prepare before we go at it? If we're gonna play, I want to make sure I give it everything I've got. Of course, take all the time you need. I'll be here till you're ready. So glad we were able to save Rufus. I can't thank everyone enough for their help. With the danger Elysium presented out of the way, I can truly be my own self and try all sorts of new things. It's strange, even without being able to calculate the future, we still have good feelings about what's to come. I mean, it's the same thing with Kia, like, she still has those inklings about what happens. And she's just genuinely a genius. This world is filled with amazing, exciting things just waiting for me to discover them. Oh, I can't wait. That's the perfect attitude to have, Lapis. You'll have to tell us what you find next time you're in Crossbell. Up for it? Absolutely. But you'd be better be ready for a long night because I'm sure I'll have lots to share. Yeah, so, obviously, Rufus and them... Rufus can no longer publicly beat Rufus Alberea. So, obviously, he's gonna be off on his own doing, whatever kind of journey, you know, with, Lapi, Swin, and Nadia. Obviously trying to help out the world in whatever they can. They obviously aren't going to become bracers, but they're not going to be villains either. So what I faced was another me of sorts. One that could have existed in another timeline had things gone differently. Looking back, confronting him helped me to face myself yet again. Not only that, but it made me realize I can be happy too. No, that I will be happy in the end. It's the best way for me to repay all the kindness I received from those who kept me going all this time. Oh yeah, by the way, there is something I want to change. I know obviously they're back in school, but I want to put them in their travel wear. Not a huge fan of their especially since we're in here. Why do they need to be in their school uniforms? Should be one more, right? Yeah, it should be Kurt back here somewhere. Much better. Still wrapping my head around it, Crossbell's finally going to be free, for real this time. Doesn't even feel real to me yet. Though this is just the beginning, my home will still have plenty of challenges to overcome. Now I'm fired up. I'm going to use everything I've learned from Class 7 and the SSS while we're here. Lloyd, Instructor Reen, I'm ready when you are. Sounds good. That's what I like to hear. Now, obviously, new Class 7 still has a year of schooling to do, because obviously Thor's is a 2-year curriculum, and they pretty much finished their first year, albeit with a lot of breaks. But the interesting thing will be what all 5 of them decide to do once they graduate. And we can talk about that as we go. This marks a brand new chapter in Crossbell's history. No, the entire continent. I'm curious about what's happening in Calvard, but I'm sure things will find a way to work out. There's no problem we can't solve as long as we're together. That's the way it's always been, and this time is no different. Oh, so Lloyd just switches places in the chair. So I assume if you aren't Lloyd... Okay. I figured as much.
Yeah. お疲れ.
It's been a week since Crossbell officially gained its... Okay, so it's a week later since the press conference with Speaker McDowell and Lloyd walking up on stage. So pretty much since the credits rolled, it's been a week. Got it. Things are slowly returning back to normal. Man, I never thought I'd see anything like this when I first joined the SSS. I can't possibly thank everyone who helped make it happen enough, especially those who aren't with us. We can't ever take what we have for granted. It's up to us to protect and cherish it now. I feel exactly the same about the peace we have in Erebonia. I'll do everything I can from Thor's branch campus to keep it that way. We may come from different homes, but let's both fight to keep them safe and sound. Hey, you three.
チッス。調子はどうだ?
Never thought I'd see Ordine or any of the other Divine Knights again. Looks like they've been keeping an eye on us one way or another since they disappeared. The surprises never end with them, huh? Must be their way of keeping us on the straight and narrow. We gotta make sure our lives are worthy of their sacrifice. Yeah, I feel the same way.
私に言おうかな。
The signing ceremony was so wonderful. I still get a little choked up when I think about it. There's so many people who worked hard for it that it's inspiring. That's something the branch campus can learn from. There's always more learning to be had. I'll have my work cut out for me as one of the lead instructors next term, but I plan to dive in head first. If anyone knows how qualified you are for the job, Toa, it's me. Actually, maybe we should come up with a formal title for you. How many times do you have to tell you that Toa is just fine? But thank you, Reen. I can't wait for us to teach more students.
トークを楽しもう
All
か。
my cute kittens are safe and smiling now. That's what I call a happy ending. Plus, I even got to pilot the Arsail too. A gal couldn't ask for more. I know the Empire is probably going to continue experiencing aftershocks from the Great Twilight for a good while. But as a member of the 4 great houses, I'll at least try to help my father with things from time to time. Somebody's sounding mighty responsible all of a sudden. Yeah, right? She wanted nothing to do with her father back in the first 2 games.
お疲れ様です。
It pained me so much to think about what else fate could have had in store for Reen, but he's right here. Had things gone differently. Feels like nothing short of a series of miracles that we're able to talk to one another here right now. Makes me treasure every moment of every day we share together even more than I already did. Absolutely. I have to set a good example for the other me and keep proving him wrong, whatever it takes. I think everything's gonna be just fine, Reen, for both for you and for the rest of us. And in the meantime, we'll always be right there next to you, ready to lend our support however we can. Dare I talk to you?
よろしいですか?
This incident has far exceeded even what I could have foreseen, yet we made it through thus far, as we always have. There's a chance we could even overthrow the government if we put our minds to it. Muse? Muse, we just got things under control. Last thing we need is another civil war. I promise you it was a harmless joke, for now anyway. Great. One more thing to worry about.
調子はどう?
It's crazy to think that the Retributive Tower vanished without a trace, just like when it took out Yuno Naval Fortress. It's not just the tower that's gone either. So are the satellite combat shells that reflect oh my god, why can't I say that? That reflected the divine lightning around too. Jeez. It's kind of a shame we could have made leaps in our technology if we'd been able to collect and analyze the wreckage. I can imagine, maybe even recreating the Divine Knights would have been... sorry, that's probably naive of me to think, huh? Yep, it is what it is. Any progress we make has to be with our own 2 hands. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's the only way I can hope to live up to my father's legacy one of these days.
Hi. なんでしょう。
In only a few years' time, the orbital network has spread across Zemuria with Crossbell at the heart of it. Loppy said something along the lines of Elysium being what humanity would arrive at sooner or later. She might be right. It already feels as though the continent is getting smaller every year with how quickly it's developing. I hope the older, wiser versions of ourselves will be ready for something like Elysium when the time comes. Thanks to the vote of confidence, we'll just have to keep growing and adapting like we always have.
なんでしょうか。
Getting to see all kinds of new technology has been like a silver lining to this incident for me. We may not have had access to it for very long, but I'm sure it's going to greatly influence how the technology we have now will evolve. Something tells me the next few years will be defining for the continent's engineers. And that makes me want to really step up my game. There are innovations to be made. Oh, she didn't have anything to say.
お疲れ様です。
Maybe?
お疲れ様です。
Oh, there we go. Don't forget you're not alone in this, Tita. I've got your back no matter what you do. So go out there and give it your best shot. Show us how far you can go, and know I'll be watching every step of the way. Oh, thanks, Agate. I was counting on it. I promise I won't let you down. Alright, so yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be a protagonist. Alright, let's keep moving. Let me think here for a sec. May as well try. Ooh, actually.
Yeah, 調子はどうだい?
It just dawned on me how little time has truly passed since the non-aggression pact was signed in Liberal. I never would have imagined that in just a few short years, Crossbell would gain true, lasting independence. It's astonishing. Feels like a new era for the continent, one we can leave a lasting positive impact on. Now's a good time to start looking ahead to the future now that Elysium has been taken care of. Yeah, you don't have to get all inspirational on me. I'll stick around Thor's like a good boy, so get off my back. You just keep doing what you're doing, ma'am. I'm sure everyone back home would be proud. Aw, brothers. They're like brothers. I appreciate it, Ash. Same goes for you. Aw. Would there be anyone else more? I guess Rain will be fine.
お疲れ様。
So Crossbell's finally independent again, but for real this time. Oh, I didn't read that whole thing. But for real this time. And it's a long time coming, if you ask me. My mirror is on us getting a lot of frequent flyer miles between Crossbell and Liberal for the foreseeable future. We want to help out. I seriously doubt business is going to slow down anytime soon, so let's team up again and get some work done, yeah? Obviously didn't have... Oh, well, I guess Lloyd would have something to say there.
さーて、上げていきましょう。
Well, then it's hard to say no when you put it like that. Thanks, Estelle. I don't mind our teams being two sides of the same coin. We both just want to help people. Let's go make them proud. You betcha. Just give us a holler if you ever need a hand.
Huh?
This incident is going to be a defining moment for a lot of people. I gotta say, I like the look on you guys' faces now it's almost over. We beat Elysium and saw Crossbell finally gain its independence. I'm sure whatever's going on in here will prove to just as valuable learning experience. Sarah, maybe?
Huh?
Nope. I don't know who else. I mean, I guess you would have, like, Tita or somebody for extra dialogue there.
おしゃべりは好きよ。
That was a fun get-together, wasn't it? Even my heart was pounding. Glad I was able to witness everything to the end in Grandpa Jorg's stead. It's anyone's guess where the old man is now, but I'm sure he's happy at least. Yeah, I wonder where he's at. Oh, maybe, where are you? Why am I doing it this way?
おしゃべりは好きよ。
Tell him I say hi if you ever run into him during your travels, would you? No problem. We'll let him know how you're doing. Who's gonna have an extra line for, Agate? Besides, like, Tita, obviously. Oh well, not the biggest deal in the world right now. Oh. Rufus, of course. Rufus, you seem to be recovering quickly, I'm glad. I've regained the use of my faculties, at least. There's still plenty of lost time to make up for. It's bittersweet, truthfully. These casual conversations with you won't last much longer. True. I know it's only a matter of time before you depart. I hope you'll take care of yourself no matter where you go. Aww.
やっほー、お疲れ。
It's crazy to think it's only been like a month since I came back, huh? We crammed so much into this month, it feels like it's been ages. Pretty cool we managed to pull through it. I'd remind you we still have unfinished business, and to take this more seriously, but I'm sure that's impossible for you. Well, we managed to wrap that up, but I'd still like to spend more time with the folks here. Let's work hard and party even harder. So you two are about to leave then? It's gonna be lonely with that. I love how she's looking at us while she's saying this. It's gonna be lonely without you, especially after getting to know you so well. We appreciate everything you've done for us. We'll try to keep in touch once the heat has died down. We'll definitely come back. I have to go see Ark and Seal live. In that case, I can't wait for you to come back to Crossbell. Here's to finding your own rays of hope and walking whatever paths you want. Sure. Let's try this.
なんなりとお申し付けください。
So Crossbell is independent once again, a most joyous turn of events to be certain. But Professor Novark is fully out of the picture. I don't expect the Society to meddle in matters any further. The chairman is also willing to cooperate wherever needed and properly address anything that arises after the fact. As a humble maid to the Rhineford Company, I should also lend my full support to the very end as long as I'm needed. I guess Rean then.
お疲れ様です。
Okay, probably has to be somebody else.
調子はどう？
Let me tell you, the guild has been busy like you wouldn't believe ever since Crossbell officially regained its independence. Wenzel went back to Crossbell too. Oh, good old Wenzel. It's probably gonna be a while for the Erebonian branches to get fully organized. Not that I can complain. I'll take a hectic workload over not having our branches open at all. Any day of the week, that's for sure. Just need to keep putting one foot in front of the other until this is all over. It'll make the beer taste that much better once we unwind. Uh-huh.
あら、私に用かし
I
ら？
was worried there for a little bit, but it looks like everything turned out just fine. It was an easy decision, but I left the Bracer Guild after getting married. Still, when I see what the younger Bracers, those in Class 7 and the SSS have fought to accomplish, I feel better about leaving. Even if I'm moving on, the world is in good hands. Everyone sure has grown up a bit in the last few years. Let's keep watching over them, Shara, hand in hand as a husband and wife. Absolutely. Just make sure to never let go. I'm sure he'll get involved in some dangerous stuff, even though they're married now. Oh, hello. You guys worked so hard back there. Who knows how things would have gone if we weren't all together like this. Especially when it came to rescuing Rufus at the very end there. You got a point. I guess it goes to show how determined we were. Everything will work out in the end, I'm sure of it. There's nothing this team can't handle when it works together. You can count on me pulling my weight more than ever. I'm practically a full-fledged member of the SSS now. I feel as though I've truly fulfilled my role as a holy beast meant to watch over Crossbell. Especially now that I've seen it finally find peace. I considered vanishing without a word, but with my old covenant long gone, I don't necessarily have to. Remaining here with Lloyd and Kia as a police dog sounds just fine. Thanks, Zeit. You'll always have a home with us if you want it.
Nanda, どうした?
You can't put a price on the independence Crossbell has finally regained. What Ian and I attempted before simply pales in comparison. And I know we succeeded because all involved confronted the task at hand with the utmost sincerity. I'm sure Saya and Guy would be so happy if they were still with us. Oh, well, let me,
Nanda, どうした?
Yeah, I know they would. Okay. Wasn't super worth it for that one line, but... Alright, we got our final table of characters here, and then we're probably just gonna end things off there before heading back into the corridor.
なんだ俺に用かよ
Shit stayed so crazy since the Great Twilight that this lull's long overdue. If you ask me, finally I can relax. Though I'm sure Wild Philly and Schwarzer must be relieved too. I know it wasn't easy for our two nosiest busybodies. Can say that again. Thanks for thinking of us, Ash. I really appreciate it. Wasn't trying to be nice or anything, just out here stating facts.
いやお疲れ様だ
The cleanup work I've been overseeing in Crossbell is almost wrapped up. Erebony is finally withdrawing from Crossbell both on paper and in practice. It's the dawn of a new era in the region. Meanwhile, the Empire itself is still being led by a provisional government. There are big changes ahead for everyone. I intend on supporting my dad the best I can as a member of the Inspectorate. It's funny because he was kind of going against his dad before a little bit. Oh, where's Gimme Wazzy? Because I wonder, now that everything is kind of settled in Crossbell and Erebonia, I would imagine that Wazzy and Gaius probably have to go back to Arteria before too long.
調子はどうだ
I'm happy to say that things are much more peaceful at the settlement now. There were sightings of pleuromograss during the incident, but it didn't cause them too many problems, thankfully. A gentle breeze is sweeping across the highlands yet again. I'd like to invite you all under much more peaceful circumstances sometime. Okay, nothing for Wazzy.
どうかしたのか調子はどうだ
I don't know who he's supposed to be talking to, but oh well.
何かご用でしょうか
In retrospect, it's remarkable just how much has happened in a year. Our first days at the branch campus seem like a distant memory now. I can't begin to count how many ways I've grown or how much I've learned in my first year at the academy. Yeah, 1 year, and we're all the way up to this point. That's insane. I'll bet it doesn't feel like we've had a moment to catch our breath ever since your entrance ceremony. I hope you're not expecting more room to breathe in this coming year either. There's still plenty more I want to teach you. I'm looking forward to it. Alright, well, I do believe that is everybody. So, before we end off, let me set up my team we're going to be going through with. Obviously, these three I always want to have with us. Yeah, it's fine. And... Oh, okay. May as well. Alright, so next time we're gonna head back in the corridor on the 4th level and see what else awaits us. Obviously, as we can see here, there are 4 random gold ceiling stones for you to get, and I do believe there's still some more of the other stones, but it's not gonna appear until we actually go in there in terms of the fixed ones. But yeah, so the next 4 gold ceiling stones we get, there's not going to be a particular order in which we get each character like it was up to this point. So it'll be interesting to see who we get. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.